into this. Let's bring Ambriehl back in for Red Hot Riding Hood. How did everybody like this one?
Loved it.
Yeah, I mean, the best. I don't know if I'd ever seen it all the way through. I definitely seen clips of it for sure. But I might have watched it at some point. I can't really remember. But either way, it had been a long time, if so. And I don't know, it's so like it feels like a totemic cartoon almost. It's like so much
Yeah.
cartoon stuff is like not just in this, but feels like it like came from this because I think a lot of it did, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, there's so many great gags in this that feel like all-timers of like
Hmm.
um it's like too many to even say, but some classic cartoony ones being
I
like
did
the
write down some of the real doozies, but
some of the classic ones I think being like walking out of a door at the top of a building and falling that just opens to
mm,
nowhere and falling out, or walking uh opening a door and then and then hitting a brick wall and with a sign that says imagine that no door.
that might have been the biggest laugh for me, just because I did not see it coming, and it's such a like dumb cartoon like Looney Tunes joke. Um, it's just great.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I've ever laughed harder at, like, a single cartoon, and I also love the beginning of it, how it starts off with the traditional story, and these characters, like, break the fourth wall, and they're like, "Dude, we've done this 1,000 times before, like, please come up with something else." It's so cute.
And I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how then it that leads into it to being like the most kind of like absurdly 1940s version of this.
All right, there's a wolf.
Yeah. Get this, there's a wolf, see? And he likes to whistle. Which I looked it up. The term wolf whistle does come from this cartoon.
Oh wow.
Wow, okay.
I
Huh.
think the whistle itself, the was a thing that was already sort of like a thing that people did.
That's got to be a thing that people have just always done, I think.
Which I, according to Wikipedia anyway, came from sailors, and it's like mimicking a boat whistle that's like all hands
Hmm.
on deck, and so that was sort of like get a load of this, boys, all hands on deck. There's a pretty lady. But then yeah, the name for it stuck from this cartoon, which is definitely I don't know if that's necessarily something to be proud of that this cartoon like popularized wolf whistling, but it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing is only like 7 minutes long and it's so full of stuff. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
Uh
very joke dense for sure. But
and
like gorgeously animated too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just like
this
really well put together.
yeah, this is Tex Avery who was working on at Warner Brothers doing some Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies stuff until I think leaving for creative differences, and now at MGM doing some Tom and Jerry and then also some of his original stuff like this one. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know exactly what to say about this just because it's so simple, but it's kind of incredible.
Yeah. I mean I don't know, it is very funny. Right? It's like it's almost hard to talk about because it's like so I feel like even if a lot of people haven't seen it, like it's been so influential just on like on other cartoons and like
Mhm.
cartoon language almost that it's just like, oh yeah, like of course. Of course there's a wolf
Yeah.
with big eyeballs, like a boing.
Right. Yeah,
That one
the
clip is what I've seen just over and over, and then when I finally watched this short, I was like, "Oh, so that's where that's where that comes from." Because 'Cause I've used that GIF with, like, so many friends just thinking like, "Oh,
Right,
this is
yeah.
funny, googly eyes," but in context, it's even, like, 10 times more funnier. This is just an excellent short.
Because then there's some like variations of it too.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
of like the
like
wolf howl, the eyeballs, the like pounding on the table.
the pounding on the table is so good, and then he gets a machine that pounds on the table
Yeah.
for him and whistles and claps at the same time.
And has like a big like whistle that toots.
I first saw this in an animation class that I took in college, and they were like, the eyes bugging out of his head is a metaphor for something. Do you get it? And I was like, oh my god, Wow. This is my introduction to the idea of this metaphor.
Yeah, this film is absolutely, I mean, probably and this is why it's so funny, but it's probably the most aggressive, yet still, like, comfortable, representation of horniness that I've seen on film,
Mhm.
so
It is
it
one of, like, the horniest things I've maybe ever seen. It's just
yeah,
like
and that's what's mind-blowing about it, is, like, it just keeps going. Like, you have the wolf, but then you have the horny grandma, and you're like,
yeah,
"Wait,
right.
why is this happening too?"
Right, you get this kind of like extreme male horniness of the wolf, and then like it is kind of one upped by this like manic uh female horniness of the grandma. Um when I was looking at the Wikipedia article for this movie, it said Red's grandma is an oversexed man chaser, and then it had a
You know,
blue
one of those man
it was a
chasers.
blue link on oversexed man chaser, and it linked to the
Oh,
article for cougar.
beautiful.
I mean, yeah, accurate.
Also, I think like all timer kind of deconstructionist gag in this is when he says, "Hey, follow that cab," and then the cab that he tells
Yeah.
to just goes off and follows it without him. Incredible.
Which then the wolf runs so fast that he turns into a car.
So much like great cartoon logic in
Yeah.
this.
Um, I like one thing that definitely stuck out to me is like some of the very like direct influences it's had. Like Roger Rabbit
Mhm.
takes
Mhm.
like fully lifts like jokes from this. I mean, like Red Riding Hood's kind of torch singer outfit is definitely, I think, a big influence on Jessica Rabbit's character design. And then the horny grandma is like a lot of those gags are like, if not verbatim in Roger Rabbit, they're like very similar. When there's the like Jessica Rabbit lookalike, and then I feel like the mask has like multiple like direct references to this also. Like he turns into a wolf and whistles in that movie, so it's like
Oh,
I don't know if you can get more of like a direct reference than that, but
I have a quick question. This is just for my own knowledge. So I saw that this came to theaters May 8th, 1943, which May 8th is my birthday. So just, I don't know, I feel extra connected to this film. But obviously, like whenever we go to the theater today, we see trailers and ads before. Are y'all more familiar with like the structure of cinema going and like when shorts were they played before features, like just in this 40s in this time period?
this is something that I'm always trying to get more information about it because I'm kind of fascinated by it, like the way that movies were
mm,
programmed at the time. Um, and there's, I'm sure that there are some more definitive sources than the ones that I have found. But like, I haven't found a lot of super concrete stuff. That being
Mm,
said, my understanding is that it was typically um, the movie preceded by a short, either animated or live action, and a newsreel. I
mm,
think that was like the most typical way that it was like short and newsreel, then movie, then probably trailers, being the namesake of the word trailer, that it
mm,
trails behind the
mhm,
movie. And then it loops. I mean, that's another part that I've been a little unclear on. Is there's part of the sort of legend of the movie Psycho that it was sort of normal for people to walk in the middle of a movie and then watch the second half and then just wait and watch the first half later. And Hitchcock
mm.
mandated that they didn't do that for, or they didn't allow people to do that for Psycho, um, which is kind of mind blowing to me that that would have been a normal thing before. So
Right,
I guess
yeah.
the idea was that, yeah, they were looping movies before and people would just walk in whenever. Uh,
And
yeah.
that's how it works at, at like museums, right? There's like they got the like the gorilla movie playing, and you just kind of walk in
Oh, yeah.
and like watch it, and then it it loops.
I think a lot of that stuff is
Um,
ticketed these days, but I know what you're talking about.
I
Like in a
mean, like
gallery, yeah.
yeah, like at the Academy Museum, they have this like whole sound design thing about
mm.
like the opening of Raiders and with like Ben Burt talking about it, and that just loops, and it's like I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes, probably closer to 15. And both times I went there, I was like walked in during it. I was like, wait, I want to watch this whole thing.
Have you been to the
Um,
Academy Museum, Ambriel?
Yeah, so when I interned for the academy in 2019, it was still under construction. So I actually got to see it like before it was all built up, which was super cool.
Ooh,
But yeah, I
very
went
cool.
back in either 2022 or 23. It was when they had what did they have? I know they had like an Almodovar walk-in thing. It wasn't like a full exhibit. Yeah, I'm blanking on what else they had at the time. I know like a bunch of stuff from Citizen Kane, which might be part of the permanent exhibition. But yeah, no, I loved it. I really loved it, and I'm glad that it finally came to fruition because there was just so many issues plaguing it before it actually opened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can find like articles about it from maybe 2019, 2018, but there was a lot of drama behind the scenes. So
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I
yeah.
want to look it up now. Get some good gossip on the Academy Museum.
So obviously, like this was 1943, and I was reading because it's a very sexual cartoon. So I decided to look up just like if there were any opponents to this film when it came out, things like that. And apparently, it actually so the original ending, which was censored for reasons I'll get to, but apparently the original ending had the wolf and the grandma getting married and then having half wolf, half human children. Yes. However, it was deleted because obviously that implies bestiality. And it also kind of like, doesn't take the institution of marriage seriously. So I thought that was a little fun fact. Because I was like, there's no way that they just like, made this film and everybody was fine with it. So there's that.
The ending of the movie that exists though is like still pretty intense, like him, and also just a great final laugh of, yeah, the the wolf is like, I'll kill myself before I ever go after another dame. He sees Red Hot Riding Hood and then shoots himself with two guns at the same time.
That's a good like microcosm of just like the cartooniness of this. Like he doesn't just shoot himself; he shoots himself with two guns simultaneously.
Yeah.
It's funny because I hadn't really thought about it that much. It does feel like it is like pushing against the limits of the Hays Code for sure. And I also wonder if there were like if they were more lenient on cartoons. Like if you tried to do any of these jokes like in live action, if that was even possible to do, I doubt that it would be as accepted.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like way edgier than
Mhm.
you might see in any American movie at this time.